Yeah, everyone, this is Thermite, and this is Battle Angel Alita, Last Order, Volume 6. We're right in the middle of the Alita versus Kusang fight? I'm pretty sure it's Kusang. So, I feel like this is going to be probably the end of this entire gun troll arc. Because, I mean, this is quite the blow. Oh my gosh. A throw using the fact that you've been punched in the chest as your as your way to pivots. Like, oh my gosh, that's so cool. Ah, that's oh my Alita wins with a whopping display of force. She just snapped her in half. That is, I mean, wow. Especially because of this shot, I don't quite understand what she did, but I have to assume it was the vibrational technique. Like, as she was being swung, she vibrated her arm so that it would cut through her torso. Yeah. Sung's arm was mysteriously shattered as he tried to deflect a punch. Oh. Also, this concept is so cool of hey, let's just look at a playback. You would not believe how few tournament arcs I've ever read that have involved this. Usually you have one of the combatants talking about their technique in real time, or they have a little mental note where they try to figure out what happens. But you very rarely see an actual replay like you would with a normal with a normal commentary. My gosh. Okay. Said to have been founded by Tiger Sour during the early Martian colonial period. Argument opponents. Okay. The ceasefire ladder shut down Grunthal. And yeah, that makes sense. That even if people don't know about Panzerkunst anymore, elements of it have still spread. Techniques that people remember, or just, ideas from Panzerkunst that have been improved on over the course of time. Oh man. I love that idea. She's the ferocious T-Rex of the combat world, using this ancient art that no one fully understands. Actually, now that I think about it, that could be really cool. If she's the only person who knows super deep Panzerkunst martial arts, then as she reveals more and more techniques, just as the copies were made, just anyone watching the tournaments, if she uses new techniques, anyone watching that can realize, oh, hey, that's possible. That's something you can do, and then they can incorporate them into their own techniques. Just by virtue of existing and of fighting, Alita could push forward the world of cyborg combats. Right. Okay, so I only read this yesterday, so it's not it's that big of a deal, but this was quite the cliffhanger of you brought us to the Zot to die? If you die, he'll change the baby's diapers. So she's going in herself. Plan E now. And she handed over some sort of information. If I had to guess, I would say that is blackmail information. That's all the information she has on Trinidad. So, even if they, flunk out of the tournaments, they'll still have some leverage without her. But she's gonna try and win anyways. Oh boy. Stellar Nursery Society Director, Carela Sanguis. We have no data on her, but she seems to be flesh and blood. I'm really curious to see whether, is she a mutant? They said she was a mutant before. But, is she a mutant in the sense of the term of, was she irradiated? Or is this, some sort of X gene? Or, what? Because it seems like it's infectious. But if she's a mutant, is it some sort of, I'm imagining some sort of, virus designed to evolve human beings. One blow from Alita and she'll squish like a ripe tomato. Ooh, I'm very excited about this, especially since she invented the martial art that Zhang was using. She absolutely is going to be a match for Alita. Huh, and she knows the actual name of it too. I mean, if she's immortal, if she is from an ancient time, it's possible she herself knows Panzerkunst, or at the very least she's fought Panzerkunst users. I think there's still a Kunstler around who I wasn't aware of. Live and learn. Okay, let's see. So, Anfanger, Zerator, Lering, Gezere? Or is it Gezer? Then there's Krieger, Horror Krieger, Meister, Adept, and how do you pronounce that? It's not Altermeist. It's Altermeist? I think that's supposed to be, yeah, maybe? It's been a while. Oh, that's so cool, though. I didn't think we'd ever get to see something like this. Like, I had this inkling in the back of my mind that eventually we'd get either a flashback, and then we'd see, legit Panzerkunst versus Panzerkunst then. Or we would, have someone from Alita's time who was, cryogenically frozen awaken, and then they would fight. But I never considered the idea of someone who has just lived that long eventually meeting her. Lived that long in the sense that she's been awake the entire time. Oh boy. And that's an interesting offer to make. Won't you join the gun troll team? There's no reason why she can't, honestly. She wants to win, yeah. But in terms of just causing a diversion, there's no reason why she can't just say, okay, I surrender, my team loses, I'm going to join the gun troll team, and then just do the exact same plan, except she's on the gun troll team. She's still being a distraction. She's still killing time. She's still, drawing everyone's attention. It should be possible. Huh. To be tricked by such sweet talk. I was not expecting this at all. I genuinely thought she was serious about it. Also, I generally do not like the typesetting in the series, but that's really cool looking. The zam of her being punched in the guts. It looks really cool. This is a flesh and blood human? Yeah, because she's not just fighting a cyborg, she is fighting the Imaginos body. And she's doing some legit damage. Oh. Cut the gimmicks and show me some real Panzerkunst. Ah. Oh boy, okay. Not since that battle. Oh, that's interesting to note. Yeah, even against Cyborg, a Cyborg could have joints and move 360, but still, join locks can be quite effective. Let's see. Phenomenon of two rotational axes in a joint lined up in the same direction, unable to move. Okay. Right. You can paralyze them temporarily. As long... Yeah, it's like when you have a gunpla, for instance, and you bend it in the wrong way. If it's double jointed, you can still find ways to move it in which the double joint just doesn't like it. That's basically what they're talking about. Can't say that she has the heart-stopping presence of a foe like Jashigan. I feel like she's definitely just suppressing her killing instinct then. Ooh. Is that sort of fashion statement? Okay. I'm very curious to see what her full power is going to be like. Especially because, as we know, we don't need to win. The angels do not need to win. So it is completely possible that Alita could be just taken out right here, right now. And that makes me so excited. The gun troll is trying to escape. Okay. Oh, so she's also fighting as a distraction. That's really neat. Right. The main things she said were to get you moving. She was just giving them tiny little inspirational insults of, hey, I'm gonna kill you, or I brought you here to die. Oh, what? Okay. So, fly into a civil war and just make sure the kids don't get shot. This gag never gets old. The Mars Kingdom Parliament welcomes the Stellar Nursery Society. Aww. This is so nice. And especially this, the fact that he respects her and, they have a shared history, and yet she was willing to do this just to have the society, fly free. This says so much, or it implies so much at the very least. What in the world was that? Whoa, what? Kunster fledgling about your size, but she was hardier than you. About your size. The only one I can think of that could possibly be, a reference to that is, the other girl. At the very start of Last Order, we have that flashback of Alita and that other girl. And, they're walking through the minefield. That's the only reference I could think of. Either that or she's just talking about some other Panzerkunst user we don't know about. Yeah, what did she freak out over here? Are they some sort of sword that disrupts... now that I can't hear the children crying, I can fight all out. We're doing it. We are doing it. Like, even the shots didn't really hype me up because I didn't really... I guess you can kind of see the pattern, actually. Vaguely. Just very, very tinily. But, like, it looked just kind of fuzzy to me. I didn't realize the implication of it. I didn't realize it was going to be the, Oh, why don't I know the name now? The, the super strong steel. Her signature steel. The name of which I don't remember right now. Oh, wait a minute. It's Damascus steel. Okay, nailed it. It finally came to me. Okay, anyways. So, I didn't really say anything about these 2 pages, so I'm not going to try and recap it. Just, like, I'm not sure how she's going to do this if Alita is, like, 3 times as fast as her. Huh. Okay. So we're bringing it up. I should be much faster than her, so why? Why can she match Alita if Alita is, like, 3 times faster? She can see type and angle of attack, too. Okay. What in the hell? Okay, so because she's a vampire, she can see the neural pulses flowing throughout her enemies. So, like, she can basically read your thoughts. Or more so, like, it's not even just, mind reading. It is literally being able to see the impulses going from your brain to your nerves, or from your brain to your, like, cyborg body. Oh my gosh. Like, that is so cool. I'm really curious to learn, like, if vampires are not a common thing, but, like, if vampires are something that were created through nanomachines or something, or if they are just natural, because what in the world? Right, she hasn't accumulated 700 years of peerless battle experience packed into her mind. Ah. The Gate of Death. That is so cool. Like, I've read a lot of series with immortal characters in it. Or in them, but very few actually, like, make those immortal characters feel like the types of people who have lived through hundreds of years. Very often, you'll have an immortal character who is, like, basically just like an 80-year-old man, more or less. Just with some, like, older memories, perhaps. But, like, in terms of how they act, like, they don't have, like, 800 years worth of experience. They usually just have, like 100 years of experience, and then, like, they've lived for 700 years after that, but it doesn't really matter. And that's also very apparent in series where, after all those years, they meet one person and they learn a bunch, or, like, they quickly grow exponentially. It's like, well, why couldn't you do that for the last couple hundred years? So this is so cool to actually see that, no, like, all those years really did give her something. And it's not like a special power or anything. Like, she already had the power. It's just she's refined it over the course of all those years. Yeah. Methuselization was only invented 200 years ago, but vampires existed before that. I know the sword style. Okay, so did she actually fight her in the past? Or is it more of just a, like, the users of this sword style were traditionally enemies of Panzerkunst? She has cut me down before. Oh my god. What a shot. Like, what a page. We very rarely ever get to see a shot like this from Alita's face, or, like, from her perspective. Almost never. Even when she's scared or crying or terrified, we rarely get to see this. Like, wow. That is some deep horror. Oh my god. Is that it? Is that a rip? Like, that cut right through her head. We know that Alita's brain is super important, so, like, if anything was gonna kill her, it'd be this. I don't think she's dead, but, like, I don't think she's gonna keep on fighting. A name not for a single move, but a tactic. Right. Right. It's a tactic where basically you block off any alternatives apart from being killed, or from killing the enemy. It is certain absolute death. Wait, what? Her head's still normal. What just happened? Comes to censor her punches, Kurila dodges. I tried to run, but in my panic, I froze. My will jumped ahead, and you sliced it, not me. What? That is incredible. Like, that is up there with, the machine key back from Motorball. The idea of literally both of them saw her will jump up and panic, and that's what she cuts. The Panzerkunst girl you slew before. It was me. Okay, I was cut and captured by someone in armor wielding twin swords. The look in your eyes is different. That girl had the sharpness of a razor, fragile and dangerous. It came from her purity. But your eyes were those of any human. That's interesting. Like, she is definitely a very developed person now. And I'm really curious about that now. Like, this and, like, the whole maid outfit thing, that looks like she might have been here for some sort of, like, a covert operation. But the idea of her being pure... Like, I've seen a lot of stories where characters have, they were once one other character, but then they lost their memory, and now they have decided to come up with a new identity. And then they have to confront that old identity. But generally, because usually if they regain their memories, it's meant to move the story forward, that past life has more experience than they do. Or they have a very different type of experience. So, I think it'd be really interesting if Yoko doesn't have that much experience. Like, if she was good at fighting, but, like, she didn't really live, she never loved, she never had friends. I mean, we did kind of see that shot of her having friends. Or was that I think that was in the non-canon, like, epilogue thing. So never mind. I don't think we got to see her with her, like, Panzerkunst allies. I'm so interested by that now. Like, if it turns out that Yoko knows less than Alita, like, if Alita gets back all of her memories and she realizes, oh, well, that didn't really add much, like, the me I am now is more of a person than the me I was before. Like, that would be a really interesting twist on things. And he still thinks that. But I think he's wrong. I think both of them are right where they want to be right now. He thinks they're in the palm of his hand, but he can't keep them there. I didn't understand how strong she was until just before I was cut down. And yeah, if she was able to fight Yoko, then none of Alita's old techniques are like, she can't suddenly remember a technique and have that save her now. All of her previous techniques, like, they're going to be useful, but they can't work. Like, they're not enough to beat her. Oh no. She is freaking out, and her blades look like they've shrunk too. Like, if she legitimately can't imagine winning, then I think the Imaginos body won't work very well for her. In that sense, most humans are the same as animals or robots. Okay. Yeah, that's understandable. Like, just focus on things that your enemy can't really help. Like, things where they'll instinctively move, or they'll instinctively get angry, or they'll instinctively run away. The reason why Alita survived there is because all of her instinct told her, jump. That was her will. She wanted to do it, but her body betrayed her. And because of that, it actually ended up saving her. You may insist to use your head, but before you think, your body makes a decision. The head merely confirms and follows. I think Alita is that person. Like, especially considering, the Karmatron theory. Like, Alita really is the most self-aware being in the universe. Like, destiny itself follows her because she has the most free will. Everyone else rotates around her to some extent. Right, things of this have happened many times before. I haven't survived on my own strength alone. Okay. So, she's going in, but I can't imagine how she's gonna win here. She's a finely honed blade. Yes, that's just what she is. Oh my gosh. Okay, so I assume Alita's like, she's trying to create her will. Like, she's trying to extend her will into all of these different illusions. And she's doing the same thing. So it was no use. Oh. Huh. Okay. What in the hell? Okay, yeah. So I feel like Karilla would have won if it wasn't for this. If she didn't decide to throw the match. If she didn't decide that, okay, because you're able, because you survived me once before, like, your destiny is beyond my knowing. Oh my gosh. The Space Angels go to round 2. That's heavy. It's heavy and it's not very satisfying, but it's not satisfying in a intentional way. Like, I'm happy that it's not satisfying. it is an anticlimax that is in its own way necessary. Okay, so I assume he's gonna go look for her, right? Her body's got to be here somewhere. Oh, she replaced it. For a minute there, I thought that was her, and I was gonna be kind of freaked out, but no, like he has his own tag there. Oh, I didn't even consider that. But yeah, she went out and she bought a new body. Like, the Deckman was designed specifically to fix the Imaginos bodies. Or the Imaginos body. And then Elephant's Wolf have bodies that are very similar to original Alita. So anything he has that could fix her, like her original body, pre-Imaginos, should work on the bunnies, but not on sex. Forget about the can on your right arm. Okay. Huh. A Fizzroy body in such a short time. Okay. If you win and get the Commonwealth Status Prize, use promise to tell the shelter to 2 of us as honorary citizens, tax exempt. I see. So, that's so anti-competitive. Like, the idea that if any random person down in the gutters comes up with a brand new technology, they can't share it with the world. Like, as soon as they put it out, someone's immediately going to try and reverse engineer it, and it's all legal. So, what's a tax? It's like extortion. That's all you need to know. It's like extortion. Means blue blood in Latin. Okay, yeah, that was definitely blood. I didn't realize that was blue. Chinese for blue princess. Okay. It's Fata Morgana. Lost key to Melchizedek. She did mention that. That's one thing I really do love about her. Even if something goes over her head, she still has a good sense for things. Like, she's a commoner. She's down to earth. Even if she doesn't know the actual value of something, she can still use it as a bargaining chip. Like, once she knows the value of it, I mean. Like, even if it doesn't mean that much to her, she can still use it. Yeah, gotta try it now. Just gotta try and win it. Yeah, I mean, he's on quite the journey now. And I really do like his dynamic with Alita. Like, he doesn't have to help her at all, but like, good things are happening as a result of him following her. So at this point, like, yeah, sure. Just gotta acquiesce now. If you want my opinion as a professional fighter, we don't need to escape. We just need to win and stroll right out of here. Not wrong. Not raw. Okay. Oh, he put the chip in. Okay. We call it the Porta Nova. Tiny is in. And yeah, of course, he always wants the most interesting thing to happen. The one that ties Alita into the most strings of fate. So why not? Why not? Okay, it's the Space Angels versus the Starship Cult's Charisma Magic Troupe. Oh boy, the master of Indian black magic, Darvahinga. That is one hell of a design. Like, I actually really do like how over the top he looks. That is so cool. What in the hell is happening here? You'll weigh twice as much, but your power should increase 5-fold. And you're okay. So I assume the Fizzroy body is like actually filled with liquid then. And then it's like hyper compressed down in order to become solid. I was not expecting this though. Like, I'm not into inflation, but I feel like, I don't know, if you're into inflation, tell me in the comments if this does anything for you. Like, I'm not saying that as a joke. I'm actually I'm confused. I want to know if this is like, is it attractive? I don't know. I don't know if this is attractive either. Which is the real one? I can't tell them apart. Oh, they covered up their numbers. They seem a bit nice for Alita. All right, have to think sullen. Get mad, make the octopus lips. Okay. My gosh. So, I mean, I feel like their fight's gonna look a lot different now. Like, especially because it's only the 2 of them. Like, oh man, hopefully they don't get kicked out. Like, hopefully they don't get just destroyed. But to be fair, like, the way they fight is pretty goofy. And if they're fighting what is basically supposed to be like a circus troupe, I could see that being a really fun match. Like, just with the 2 of them. If some memories are too painful to recall, it might be best to leave them unremembered. Don't you agree? I can definitely understand that. Like, right now, she does consider those to be not her memories, but Yoko's memories. And I think once she fills in the gap, like once she knows the complete story of like not just who she was, but also like what happened. Once she gets the full idea of it, I think then she can reconcile those and go like, okay, like maybe I want to consider myself to be Yoko, maybe I don't, maybe I just am Alita, and that's just basically someone else that whose memories I have. Either way, like she needs all the information there, or else she can't be at peace. Perhaps I'd be able to go. Oh my gosh, this is so... man, I really want to see her go back down there now. Alright. Phase 36. I walked here before. Okay, so these are all hangar bays. That's Central Tower. This all takes place here. This is just a brain in a box. Okay. Also, I didn't consider this, but if Trinidad like takes that extra Novo chip and plugs it into his brain, like we'll still have a Nova. Like we'll still have this Nova. That's really interesting. Like up until this point, because I kind of forgot about that, I figured like, oh, we're gonna have to save that chip eventually before Trinidad evolves into what did he call himself? Quattro Man? It was some sort of pun based on the number 4. Ah, that's so cool. Yeah, the pre-match check confirmed the rope isn't an autonomous robot. So it is just like, it really is just a magic trick. Oh my gosh. How high is that rope going to go? Okay, so this is that old-ass trick. I love this idea of, the guy who plays the flute and then the rope acts like a snake. It ties something up. It, like, rides up into a cloud and then it just slices it up and then just body parts fall out of it. Oh, can't shout her name. They'll find out who we are. Oh, man. This is like Jack and the Beanstalk. Also, this general concept for like an ability or for like just a theme for the way you fight is so cool. I love it. Yep, it's the Indian rope trick. Several historical magic tricks remain. This one, remain unexplained. This is one. Like, a lot of people have talked about this trick existing, and some people think, oh, it's a rumor. It's just, no one's had actual evidence of it being done. But, like, it's one of those things that is going to be a mystery forever because no one has any proof of whether it's ever been really done or not. It's all, like... Actually, I think that's the case, right? I don't know. I'm going to look it up after this. It's quite possible it has been done. I'm just being an idiot. Right, if he doesn't say the magic words. Yep, scary to think about. Seriously, these announcers add so much to the tournament. I love this idea of just actual announcers giving commentary. It's like I'm watching Cyborg WWE. The wheel of her karma has begun to spin. Kindly watch over her. Oh boy. I walked here before a long time ago. Oh man, oh man. Okay. Who are these? Oh! Okay, I was thinking maybe this is supposed to be like transitioning into a flashback, but I wasn't sure. It's her, right? She's seeing herself from the outside perspective. God damn. Like, for some reason, intestines don't really bother me at all when it comes to a fight, but broken bones really freak me out. I think it's because I do a lot of cooking, and so I'm more used to seeing like bones within meat, and it's like, oh man, if you do that to a human, that is terrifying. Whereas with intestines, like, they're more of an abstract to me, so I don't associate as much grisliness with them. Right, phase 37. Who are you? I don't think we're getting an answer this time, but it's an important question. Oh my god, that is almost cinematic. Just, this man's face tells such a story within these 3 panels. Oh. She's like a twister of viscera and gore. Oh my god. Like, I still don't like these sound effects, but I do think this, like, I'd have to see how the Japanese version looks. Like, I do think this gives off the intended feeling, but something about it still bothers me. I don't know why. It's artistry, right? Users of Panzerkunst are called artists, right? Right? Oh my gosh, she even did that. Like like just smeared with blood. That is so cool. What in the world? Holy crap. Okay, there's no way this is Alita then. Like, she is a very powerful fighter, but even in terms of like muscle memory and stuff, she's never been this artistic. Like, this feels so insane. Simple, merciless, and beautiful. This is it. Pure, unadulterated, true Panzerkunst. Is it her? I can't tell. Also, forgive me if I'm wrong, but I thought ever since Volume 3 of the original series, I thought she got these from playing Panzerkunst, right? She didn't have those on her face before that, did she? Now I really want to check. Actually, yeah, let's do that right now. Sorry about this. I didn't think she had those in Volume 1, but I could be wrong. I guess she did. Never mind, I'm an idiot. I thought she got those when she... I remember specifically pointing that out too, but I guess I just didn't notice. Never mind. That's on me. That's my mistake. Sorry about that. I feel like I'm watching a video of someone I've never met. It doesn't feel real. To be fair, we don't know if this is real or not. Like, it is genuinely possible. It's very rare. Not a lot of series would do something like this, but it's possible that this isn't really Alita. Like, that Yoko's memories are in her brain for some other reason, and she was never really Yoko. I doubt that, though, like, because of how much we've built her up. But still, it's a possibility. How did it feel to tear the flesh? What did the blood smell like? Did you shudder with joy when you killed the man that was begging for his life? Oh my gosh. I feel so tense about this. Like, I know what is going to happen. I know this is her final mission. But Alita's narration over it is so powerful. Specifically this line, did you say a proper goodbye to the ones dear to you? And the fact that she doesn't consider what she's doing to be horrifying or anything. It's just, it is what it is to her. But at the same time, she's like, well, did you say your goodbyes to the people you love? What? You're the kid who beat Carola Radwan in the Zod. Okay, wait, so yeah. Huh. Okay, who is this? What in the world is happening there? A woman they called the most evil felon in the history of Panzerkunst. There's a lot of people that know about Panzerkunst now. Although, to be fair, I think like part of Alita's special ability is that she is bringing in these people. Like, people who want to find someone who is, who is related to her past. Like, that's such a weird way of putting it, but basically people who are related to Panzerkunst, I assume, are going to be able to seek her out. Like, not just in the sense of them naturally deciding to do it, but like because of the power of fate, because of the power of karma. Like, they will be supernaturally drawn to her over time. It'll be very easy for them to find her. She's a tosser. This is bad. The idea of calling her a like, I get what she's saying with tosser, but I wonder if that was a pun or not. If that was meant to be a pun. Ah, Deckman 100, the ultimate god. It won't work on Deckman 100 because he has no joints. We have a winner. This would have been the strangest fight. Which one is real? Yee! Jab. Where is Alita's blade usually kept? At risk of my own life, I'll cover the story. Here she is, sticky with blood. Sha. Boop. Oh my gosh. Reporter Jack Grambo's body was found earlier this morning. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I actually think that would be a really cool idea if every time she created the blades, her physical body did change a little. Like, if you were able to tell that she was moving the mass from her body. That's so silly, though. I love it. Look left. Look up. Death! I can't believe, like, within a few chapters, they went from that move being terrifying, Carola's, like, writing death in Chinese, to just using this. This thing I think a lot of people in the West have had happen to them at least once, like, especially if you've gone to a school. The whole, look left, look up, and then there's, like, just a word up there, like, you suck. Or in this case, death. Aha, there it is. Darn. Your death gate is defeated. What in the world? Okay, these are all the same. Last Order, new characters, new costumes, made by you. That's really cool. Like, especially because we've seen this outfit on Alita multiple times. So the idea that someone, like, that a fan drew that, and then the mangaka himself was just like, yeah, sure, let's use it. Why not? Wait a minute. Blue. What? Was she an entry? Like, were all of these fan entries? That is insane if that's true. Like, I can imagine it because a lot of these are designs that are very, like, not normal for Alita. But I mean, Alita itself has an incredible variety of designs. And it makes sense why they run an orphanage now. If these are literally, like, orphan characters, like a bunch of characters from a bunch of different places all jammed together. Oh my god, that is so interesting. I honestly would have never guessed. I can't imagine how insane that would have been to read the series and to have, like, that sudden explosion of, like, oh my god, these are my characters. These are my literal characters. I will say, though, this Saya does not look at all like this Saya. Like, take Cohen and Getz, for instance. Like, there's kind of a resemblance. Not really with Cohen, actually. Cohen looks completely different. But Getz, you can kind of see the resemblance there. With Saya, though, it's basically just a female character. Or whereas, like, yeah, even with Cruella, like, she does look more 40k here than she did over here. But, like, there's still that gothic feeling to her. It still makes sense. Actually, to be fair, I don't know who this is supposed to be. Like, is this meant to be Niz? If so, that's even worse. That is way worse than Saya, because Saya, at the very least, like, there's a gentle feeling to this. So I guess you could say, like, even if the mangaka got rid of everything else, there's still the gentle feeling. But here, nothing remained. I don't see anything remaining here. The idea of mangaka, like, just getting foreign mail and answering it is already mind-blowing to me. The idea of just taking foreign characters, like characters that other people sent in, and putting them into the series, that is mind-blowing to me. Wow. It really is. And we've got the cover gallery, which is nice-ish, but, like, it doesn't really, like, I don't really like it that much because they're all still in black and white. Like, especially because this is the digital version, why not include the digital releases? Also, wait a minute. I didn't consider this until now, but is Volume 5 the first time that Alita is not on the cover? Because, like, even when I was making the thumbnails for this series, I just kind of assumed, oh yeah, that's Alita, I guess. Like, I didn't really think of it being like, oh, it's someone else. Also, because we've had this pattern this entire time of Alita is always on the cover. But this is clearly Zex. Oh my gosh. Okay. Wait, what? There are short stories with this too? What in the world is happening? Like, don't get me wrong, I'm happy about it, but what? Okay. Like, are we going to get all of the short stories through the eventual release of all of Last Order? All right, the Planet of Depths. Incidentally, I've been considering just, like, taking these pages and putting them somewhere, but I don't know. Something about that feels scummy. Like, I already feel weird about people reading things, like reading these stories through my through my reactions. So I feel like if I were just, like, redistributing those paid for pages, that in itself, that would be so close to just straight up pirating. Which I'm not against pirating, but I don't know. It feels really strange to me. I honestly do absolutely agree that they should print these separately, though. Like, even if they were just 99 cents each, like, even if that's a bit too much for a short story, like, at least they would have them out there and you could buy them. It bothers me that they're, like, omnibus exclusive. The Gil implementation operation went so well. What am I so afraid of? Yeah, I could definitely see this being super important. It's like, after the Earth is gone, to have a place that is like Earth, that has, like, something that was incredibly distinctive about Earth, like the fact that it has water. Like, I could definitely see that being important, not just for literal, oh, we could use water reasons, but it's the fact that I can't comprehend that. The idea of human beings who have forgotten what it's like to be in our natural environments. Like, most theories that involve humans going to space forever, I mean, some do get into that idea of, like, oh, we've been starved from the Earth. We've been, living out in space, recycling our own wastes. Some do, so I'm not going to say, like, not a whole lot do. Like, I can think of a few examples just off the top of my head. But, like, something about that just feels inherently bad in a way I haven't really considered up until now. The idea of just, oh yeah, people don't know what it's like to live on a planet. We'd still be stuck diving in spacesuits. Really, you've helped us out. So, It seems like this has negatively affected him. But why? I think there might be monsters out in the depths, perhaps. What in the hell? Okay, he lost an arm. There's a monster down there. We discovered your knife and it had your blood on it. What do you think this could mean? Okay. So, is it psychosis? This is pretty this is genuinely pretty unnerving. Because I can't tell, actually. Or it might even be a situation where, like, a monster bit his arm, and then instinctively, without even thinking about it, he immediately cut off his arm because he realized there's no way I'm going to get out of this alive if I keep my arm. Like, nope, I'm just going to give it up. And then he forgot about it. That's what I'm thinking. Huh. He seems to be really crazy, though. Okay. So why? Why did he remove both his arms? For what purpose? Like, it seems like he either has this memory, or at the very least, like, due to whatever's going on with him, he has these, like images of this thing in his mind. I don't know if it's real or not, actually. And he can't handle it at all. Oh, is it because of the gills? Is it like, because he has the gills implanted into him, he wants to become a fish? That's what I'm thinking. Like, now that he's lost those arms, he's designed to look more like a fish now. And now, but like, I mean, fish also eat fish, but it might be, I mean, I assume it's some sort of psychosis. Fully cyborg body, everything mechanized except for the brain. Okay. What in the world? I can't tell. I actually cannot tell if he's sane or not. I assume this is him, right? Now that he has the body he wanted, is Davy still somewhere in the ocean fighting that sea monster? Or was the monster he feared and rejected life itself, his own body included? In that case, he cyberneticized his body to protect himself. He wanted to become an eternal foreign being that would never be swallowed up by the sea. Then again, perhaps Davy's madness is symbolic of my fate and of yours. What in the world? I probably should have talked about Alita before I started doing this, but that was a powerful horror story. Like, even now, I don't know which side I fall on. Like, whether there really was a monster or whether it's just him. Like, whether he was just going absolutely ocean mad. I like the idea of him going ocean mad better than the idea of there being a real monster that we just never see. But I can't be sure about that. Anyways, let's move on to Future Tokyo Headman. Like, the art is very similar. Like, it is still definitely his art, but I imagine, like, it already feels more bombastic and kind of more Dragon Ball-esque, actually, because of, like, the roundness here. Most of the normal robot designs in Alita are not, like, round. Or aren't, like, you know, this type of round. Some are. Like, 100 is kind of round, but I don't know. Most of the humanoid ones aren't, like, this round. Also, this is just RoboCop. It's just RoboCop. Oh boy, what does this say? You have the right to remain silent too! Okay, so this is Future Tokyo Headman. Okay. So, he's got to have some sort of strange ulterior motive, right? Yeah, who is this guy? I assumed he was one of the villains, right? But I guess not? Or is he just trying to, like, to push Headman to his limits? Head drive! Okay, so he has replacement bodies. And he just, like, plugs his head into the different bodies. That's a pretty cool idea for a hero, actually. Goodbye, everyone, and remember, your head is unique, so take good care of it. What? Okay, he's a shell? What? He's just a shell. Alright, let's see what the explanation is. It's the cybernetic joint. With it, they completely overturned the old dark image the public held about cyborg parts. Okay, so it's not that they're shilling really hard. It's that this is the only way they can advertise. Also, I like that they're just watching Metal Hero shows. Like, this is Jiraiya, this is Javon, Cybercop, this is Gardevan. Or is it supposed to be Charivan? I mean, it might be a fusion of Gavan and then Charivan. Like, I assume some of these aren't supposed to be actual titles, right? This is... I forget what this one is, the lion one. This is, Baron 1. This is Akamizer. Henshin Ninja Arashi. Isn't that just the name? That's Zubatsu. Dai touches in 17. That's Dai touches in 21. Is that the name? I don't remember at all. Hey, it's the Kyodyne. The brothers. Okay, so that was... Oh, that's a rider belt. Hey, that's number 1's belt, or Ichigo's belts. These are the three main not metal heroes. Like, they are metal heroes, but they're also Space Police? No, that's not the name they use, right? Anyways, I'll move on, sorry. I'm really into live action superhero stuff like this, but not enough into it to actually remember everyone by name. Wonderful. To be fair, all the recent Metal Hero stuff has been really bad. Like, they've been trying to push them a bit, so I give them credit for that, but the actual movies have not been good. If they find us out, we'll all be able to head to the Slammer for sure. Whoop whoop! Oh my gosh. Okay, so it seems to be working out. Seems a bit too simple, though. Oh no! Oh no! Oh, that's kind of traumatic in its own way. If this is really a children's show, like, goddamn, I'm a bad man, and I've come all the way from the faraway country of Prussia. Okay, so I guess Headman's being called out. Right, because he's not a human, right? Also, PR spirit. I don't know if that's supposed to just be, PR as in public relations spirits, or if it's supposed to be like a pun on Kamen Rider spirits. Let's look at some of these VHSs. No, these are just reports. Aw, I was hoping there'd be something interesting. Ah, he's given up the truth. I'll give you 15 minutes to save face. Yeah, so he's gotta do it. Why is her catchphrase whoop whoop? Or she was the one who said whoop whoop before, right? No, she wasn't. It was him. So whoop whoop is just a thing people say. Oh my gosh, this is a very interesting one shot. Oh, right. That does make sense. Like, not anyone can hijack it. He just has to be the one who does it. Crusading heroes, Santa Claus, none of them exist outside of the world of TV. That said, because he locked himself in the toilet, I don't know if that's going to literally be like, oh yeah, he did lock himself in the toilet, or if it's something like he ran in there and then he's changed clothing. Or changed his head. I guess not, never mind. He was just hiding. He's just a sad, sad boy. Oh, that's actually really intense. That, like, they were childhood friends, and the reason why he's so mechanicalized is because he kept defending his best friends. Or, his big bro, I mean. Yeah, big bro. Come on, you're not doing this for the company. You're doing it for everyone who believes in you. You're fighting for the children. Oh my god. Is he killing himself? Did he just flush his own brain? Oh. Okay, it was a ruse. It was all a ruse. To make it so you couldn't rely on him anymore. This is so great. Alright, Headman is here. Okay, this is actually a really good villain plan. He's immobilized, he can't move. I know that there's no barrier covering the surface of his neck joint. He did it! That's the railgun punch! And this would be really good for a children's show, specifically because the heads survive. Like, because destroying the body doesn't mean killing the person. So, like, that's actually a really cool idea for both heroes and villains, of just, hey, like if they're in a tight pinch, like yeah, they'll be their body will be destroyed, but the head still survives every single time. Work behind the scenes ain't easy. That's great. That is actually great. It just became shilling again. Oh, Planet of Depths. Okay, that makes sense. That's a really good translation for it then. Okay. I am really, really glad that he actually pointed out all of these, or that the translator put in all of these. So Spielban, Jiraiya, and Jiban, yes, those are in fact real Metal Heroes. Oh, that's it. I knew it. It was Gavan and Charivan combined. Okay, that's good. Yeah, Kaiketsu Zubats, Bioman, that touches in 17. Was it 17? I thought it was like 21. I mean, I'm wrong, but I could have. Oh man, Tetsujin Tiger 7, Kyodai. I thought they wrote it correctly as Kyodine, or maybe I just saw part of it. Yeah, I thought they wrote it as Kyodine before. Like the whole point is that they're brothers. Anyways, there's Baron 1, Lion Maru, Akumizer 3, and Henshin Ninja Arashi. Okay, and right. Yeah, I knew little about these ones as opposed to the main ones, as opposed to the Metal Hero stuff. But I mean, I recognized Go Ranger at the very least. All right, so that is Battle Angel Alita, Volume 6. I honestly don't know if I'm going to keep all of these in the same video or if I'm going to make a separate video for the one-shots, because those were good enough that I think they deserve to be their own thing. I'll try to write down a note, actually, to separate those out, because I think those might be better just as their own thing, and I don't want to, I don't want to, I don't know. We'll see. Anyways, overall, this was a really good volume, or like a volume's worth of stuff. We dug way deeper into the Yoko story than I imagined we would. We learned more about Kerala, and just it was a lot like Volume 5 actually, but better. I think that's it really. Like Volume 5 had a lot of builds, and I did appreciate like all the stuff we saw in Volume 5 concerning the nursery. Like that was really cool. But Volume 6 was really the payoff for all of this stuff. And so I just naturally loved it so much more. I don't have much else to say in terms of actual content, so I guess I'll just cut it off now before I ramble anymore. Thank you guys so much for watching. Really, really happy that I was able to do this. And I'm not going to make any promises about how I'm going to get through the series, but I'm back on track when it comes to reading more. So barring any big shakeups in my life, hopefully we'll be reading a lot of Last Order this summer. Anyways, bye for now. Nya nya!